Hi, this quest is quite perfect for this, because I didn't record my first, the first Archon quests when I started Genshin. Decided later to record it. And that's kind of the entire point of this channel that I've made for myself, is because I don't want to delete all that I recorded that is clogging up my computer. Here's the invitation. So I'm going to go for most of the beginning of the quest, and then I'm going to skip over the rest of it. I didn't even finish it because my computer started lagging, going a few frames per second. It did that every 5 minutes for 5 minutes. I had 5 hours, which should have been enough, but then it fucked me over and I barely got for anything. Either way, this is supposed to be an introduction to me, to who I am. I am Rosie. It's basically a nickname. My actual name literally is Rose, so not Rose in English, but it translates to roses, so Rosie it is. How it's spelled, I could care less. That's who I am. I'm looking at my tiny notes and occasional doodles right now, because I wrote notes for myself and I already nearly lost track of where my notes are, what point I'm at, even though I wrote them. But yes, we're at the yap about yourself section. So how did I start Genshin? I started it around nearly 2 years ago, I think. It was at the... Is it nearly 2 years ago? Somewhere around the Fontaine era, before Natlan. Roughly around this period in spring. I need to check on Amber. Fun fact, my first 5-star on this account is Chi-Chi. And if I had won my 50-50, it would have been Siegeline, which isn't much better. Oh, and what makes it worse is because Siegeline's... Was it Siegeline's release? I think, yeah, it was Siegeline's release. It was with Farina. But it was, I'm pretty sure, Farina's first rerun, possibly? Well, it was the Fontaine era, so it could have been the first rerun. So Farina was rerunning alongside with Siegeline. And I already knew at the time that bow characters are absolute ass. I hate them. I cannot tolerate them. Being forced to use Amber on the different exploration mechanics, hell. Worst thing. So I already know that I may not like Siegeline at all, but Siegeline's so cute and adorable. And at the same time, I felt at the time I'm gonna miss severely out on Farina. I didn't know too much about her playability at the time, how good of a character she is. I was just sitting there she looks like she'd be good too. She's like the Archon, right? But Siegeline's really cute. And then I ended up with Chi-Chi. And you know what? Chi-Chi was my first healer. Before Natlan, Navia was my guaranteed 5-star, my second 5-star. She was also rerunning alongside with Nilu. So, I got Navia, and she was my forced main. I had no other DPS options at the time, and she was the strongest character on my account. Even if I built, some crappy balloon team, Navia's still gonna be on the account. Be on the team, as you heard the mention of Bloom. I managed to get Nilu very early on. I guess I prayed hard enough. Nilu's kind of benched. Lauma is rumored to rerun soon enough. Actually, or was that confirmed? I don't think it was confirmed. Or maybe it was. It was leaked, probably. Either way, Lauma's coming around, and I'm planning to skip out on Luna. I already have a decent, lunar crystallized team, with Salonen, Navia, Farina, Columbina. Just small aspect to that. I would like to get Columbina to C1, and then I have a shielder on the team alongside with the healer. I could swap Salonen out for Luna, and then I have it'd be more crystallized, more lunar. It'd be stronger, and she does rest shred and heal, and she does off-field unlike Salonen, but so will Navia's burst, and I have plenty of ER for that. So I guess C1 Columbina is the next thing I'm kind of going to do. If the pronunciation's interesting, I'm guessing that's how you'd pronounce the name in Finnish. I'm not Finnish myself. I'm Estonian. Not Cry has been fun in this regard, is that I'm Kuvakian or Kuvaki. I heard some commenter mentioning that made more sense, because it's supposed to be moon power. And Kuvaki would make a lot more sense to me as well. I do hope that there's gonna be like a small Estonian reference because we have Llama, which is, I'm pretty sure, Latvian. Basically, the Estonian experience is going around and recognizing everything that is referencing Finnish and mildly understanding. Either way, my Nilu has been severely benched, except for most of the time before I barely understood how anything worked. Or I just didn't have enough characters. So Nilu was basically like a shitty Hydra player. I mean, she's a good Hydra player. She does apply Hydra. But she never got to shine, and that's just been benched. Because I built based on what I had. I had my Navia. I was forced to just play Navia. Which, here's the thing. When I first got Navia, did watch the quests and stuff like that. But the moment I fell in love with Navia, like the reason why I don't regret maining her, she is awesome. It's just I have mained her until I got Nubilet. Recent Nubilet rerun. He came early. It was the coolest fucking great gambling at that moment. I fell in love with Navia's voice, and I had the, Chinese voiceover downloaded, and I discovered that Chinese Navia doesn't make as much noise, which is one aspect that I liked about Navia, was she talks with a lower voice, but every time she goes, yeah, with her claymore, it's a little higher. She raises her pitch. I found that really cute. I really like that. The English voice actor is what got me to fully love Navia. So yeah. And then I also kind of like the claymore characters. Either way, Linda is a bow user, but everything's in her skill, which is great. Well, I guess the Nubilet fact about me having Nubilet as my new DPS, well, that's because Nubilet is husband. He is the man who could quite happily carry the babies on. But him being my second DPS is kind of BS because I did get, what was her name again? Chaska. I got Chaska early. It's just, I didn't want her. And then I figured I'll eventually build her. She's still unbuilt. She's level 1. I might as well keep her down. I just wanted one Auroran, and Auroran I didn't get. Cool thing about that, kind of, was the dread. I was hoping to get a 4-star. If I got Aoife, okay. I don't know who else was on the banner. But Auroran was the goal. Auroran was who I was hoping for. I still don't have him. And it was Moalani and Chaska. And I just sat there I would rather risk Chaska than Moalani because I cannot stand Moalani's gameplay. That's probably skill issue and setup issue because my setup is shit. I have the keyboard controls, but I'm using an on-screen keyboard. It ain't working. Oh, and and because of that, I don't think I can ever run with Varessa. Either way, Chaska's been sitting level 1 on my account. Chaska's kind of an okay bow user as well because she's basically all the targets and she has her gun, so I don't have to use her bow at all. Oh hey, the Valen! Nice! That was the first time I heard the Valen's voice. Either way, so Linnea has the same thing. She has her skill and that's it. And Burst for Corina, I guess. I don't have any lunar DPSs, but I do have Columbina, and that's because I wanted the gimmick. I wanted access to the gimmick, and I'd say that was a pretty good choice. I did feel like my Navia team did get a buff from Columbina's existence. I do hope to get Loma for my Nilu to finally get some action. Lama would also be decent for Nubilet as well, which is pretty good. And I guess somewhere down the line, it would be Inetha and Durin. Durin's really cute. Why did I go into pulling plans? This is supposed to be an introduction. I do draw. The basic idea that I have is that I've recorded a bunch of quests, Archon quests. I've recorded the Inazuma Archon quest, Natlan Archon quests. It's out of order. I recorded the Natlan, then the Inazuman. Oh, I am working on... It was taking so long that I decided to do this instead. I'm working on this one video, basically a long recording of Tolan Quest. I think it's gonna be the first part because I have to finish that quest. So there's some videos planned. And then I think I'll also start uploading stuff about Inazuma, everything that I recorded, and clean up my computer. That's basically the plan. I hope this doesn't take me 2 years because it is pretty much probably gonna take me years to get through. And new content keeps coming out, which is great. One thing is certain for my plan with Genshin. I am absolutely going to be sitting here and waiting to see what more comes out. The story has me hooked enough that even if I get bored, Because here's the thing, most of my Genshin playing is just log in, do the dailies, fuck off, basically. Even if Genshin becomes kind of boring for a while, nothing too interesting story-wise, I'm still waiting for like the lore stuff. So Snitchnaya is absolutely in my interest point. So much is going on with Dotori that I want to see. And then past that, I will still be paying attention because I'll probably be coming back to see like all the lore stuff and cool stuff because the dragons have me hooked as well. I will be here until I get to have a good idea of who Nibelung is. And what the fuck is Pains, basically. I'm gonna be sitting for Genshin for a while. I don't think any other gachas have really gotten my interest except for Silver Palace. Silver Palace is an upcoming one. They haven't released much. That's a game that I'm very interested in. Its styling, all that. Absolutely hooked. It's also like the thing that got kind of the like Genshin on as well as like looking at the styling and what the aesthetics, the vibes are. Also got me mostly interested. Most other gachas don't really have that. Anything that interests me. Silver Palace is basically the other. Oh, and Uma Musume. Uma Musume got my attention as well. I really like Silver Palace. I love how that looks. I need to clean up my computer, and then I think I would need to get my computer. I don't know if it's upgraded, but I need to get them, like, checked through. Because I feel like if Silver Palace isn't so optimized to the point where it can run as well as Genshin, it's gonna kill my computer. It's gonna kill my laptop. Another thing you'll notice, all of my characters are like level 60. Except for the Traveler and Diluc. Diluc because he's so assed, I actually 70'd him. I think I could push it to like maybe 70, 80. But seeing that I have to like grind the bosses, I don't know, to like 20 drops, I always saw that as like too dreadful. When I saw like you need 48 to max out, I was like, oh hell no. They're sitting at level 60. Good enough for me. And now I want to see how far I can get. I think the Durin might be the one who are level 70. And that's going to be basically for the Hexerai buffs. And then I guess maybe Ascend. Because I've been managing like the overworld and all that stuff fine. The difficulty. And the domains, everything that's like a pick. And I can do a decent amount of the level 90 domains. I think I have pushed my way into like floor 11 Abyss. But I did not free-star that? Is that how you say it? I think it's 9-star. But I did play through it. I did play through entirely, but I got like, I don't know, 1 or 2 stars. I can get like all the primos from Stygian as well. Occasionally. So I might as well like maybe level 70 because I have ascended a few, but I just didn't level them because fuck it. I've already decided they're all gonna be 60, so Columbina's not leveled because her gimmick. That's in her second ascension. The RNG stuff, but her first ascension is just crit rate. Usually, like, the stat buffs, like Navia's 40 attack, is in the second ascension, which is another reason why I was perfectly happy leaving them 60 and not ascend them further, is because the rest was just a stat buff most of the time, not like a whole gimmick buff where, like Lan Yanz's. She, like, starts using her Elemental Mastery, which means you have a reason to build Elemental Mastery on her. For her damage. Where was I with Chaska? Now that I remember. I was thinking at the time of maybe turning Lan Yan into a budget Chaska. Yeah, it's again, just a stupid gimmick idea. And I figured the best way to do this is to have Aurora. And I got Chaska. The fucking universe heard that this girl wants to build a budget Chaska because she doesn't have Chaska. And I was perfectly happy not having Chaska. And then I got Chaska. Which is funny. The whole Dread thing's funny because I remember one time, like, having the same Dread going for, like, a 4-star weapon on the weapon banner. And then I got a 5-star bow. Like a standard bow. By now, I have 2 5-star standard bows. The other is Amos, but I think I got that on standard. I don't remember anymore. Either way, I have now a crit bow. Which I got for Dread. And then I got Chaska also for Dread. The Dread had brought me a weapon and then the weapon character could use. Great. I'm getting off topic again. I think at some point I was talking about art stuff, but I forgot where I was. Basically, I have a goal that I will eventually... I haven't drawn in a while, but I did decide to draw a bit more recently. My skills, I don't think they've deteriorated too much. I will be trying to draw myself a VTuber model. Or basically like a VTuber avatar or something like that. Do it myself because I can draw. So why not draw myself and then figure out a little bit of rigging maybe. My concept for my VTuber model potential, at least for my avatar, is a dark-haired young lady or girl, whatever. I could make her a mommy. Why not? I can be a mommy. It's not too difficult to have that. So the idea for like the model is that it would be a dark-haired girl, and also with dark eyes, very dark eyes, close to black. That's basically my model idea. That's how I view myself. I have those features. Oh, and for hair, I would make it like curly at the bottom and very fluffy. That's what I would like to put for myself into my model. And I guess wear like maybe a poofy dress or something like that. A cute poofy dress. I would like that vibe. I think that would be very cute. Also, then I get to mess around different layers of fabric. That would be awesome. Other than that, I guess the rest of my personality is to be learned through my content. And second goal, which is more relevant to Genshin. My idea of doing my measly building videos of leveling them to 60 and then seeing what they can do against overly tough opponents and seeing how I get wrecked, is to also draw them afterwards. So when watching, you can get both like see me running around with the character and get a portrait. That's kind of the art stuff plan. I think I'll link some of my social media. I have a Tumblr account. I know it's the health site, but most of the time, most of my artworks will be on Pixiv. I have a DeviantArt account as well, really old, and I also have a BillyBilly.tv account, and I also have a BillyBilly.com account, which means that I guess I do have to make sure that if I do upload my videos there, that they do apply with the CCP. I may be able to send my stuff also in the channel. Spread them everywhere. And I have a bunch of other accounts from a while ago that I used when I first got onto the internet. Some of them can stay dead. I will draw. I have a small drawing, a very broken neck Columbina, and I will show that. And then I have a few other characters whose like art pieces are. I probably will have like some sprinkled around as like hints of what I'm capable of. And I'll try to edit it down as much as possible. This has been a lot of yapping. But now you get to know me a bit more. I will try to, like, squeeze in the yapping, because I have stories to tell. I have my dad. It was an old man. The thing I picked up from an old man is that I talk. I will tell you my life stories that I have gathered in my measly 19 years of living. I will tell them. I'll tell them to you like an old man. But yeah, I'll show you the artwork of Columbina as proof that I can draw. Either way, I'll stop for a moment for now because Genshin stream, Linna's stream. Either way, I'm done. I watched the stream, Genshin stream. I did not expect to see Seamus Pig, I think is his name. I did not expect to see his model. I didn't expect to see him in Genshin. So that was fun. Second thing that through my entire pulling plans. We're back to pulling plans. My pulling plans got thrown into mess. I have the opportunity to get Fremine, and I hope I get Fremine. Of course, Escoffi is rerunning before me potentially getting Fremine. So, here's the thing. Genshin throws Chronicle banners whenever the fuck they feel like. Nothing leaked the Chronicle banner. I'm guessing the leakers don't even want to mention it after the chaos that was the Inazuma banner. That everyone started thinking was bullshit until it magically appeared. Fontaine has only 4 Fontanian 4-stars. One of them is Fremine. This is good for me, because I want him, and this may up the odds for me. Because 4 stars aren't guaranteed, which kind of sucks. Secondly, I have like 40 pity on that. I mean, I hope Fermi comes in like 1 or 2 pulls, but Navia's weapon is rerunning, thanks to the fact that Navia's on there. That's my second chance of maybe getting Navia's weapon. I don't know, like, I'm getting it mostly for the drip. I know C2 is usually like the good constellation, but at the moment, considering the recent meta, her constellations aren't important. What's important is eventually getting Lin now. I already have Columbina, and I guess C1 Columbina is probably better. That's what would improve my Navia team. But I would still like to have her axe. I would still like to have the hatchet. That would make things cool. It would look very pretty. And it would, I could possibly, if I win my 50-50, it would take like 40 pulls. And then I have to pray that I have enough left for Llama. Because it is a bigger patch with the whole new area to, and a new quest and that stuff to clear through. I guess worst case scenario is that I don't get a Fremi. I don't get Navia's weapon, I got a completely different weapon. And then on top, I lose my 50-50 on Llama. That was like the worst case scenario. I guess the most stinging part would be if I don't even, like, get to 90 before her banner ends. That would be mega sucks. That would be very, very ass. I would be very sad. Because I would like a Llama for my Nilo who's severely benched. So, Durin is rumored to soon get a rerun. Oh, and if they're throwing Chronicle banners this easily, Baiju has a chance to come back. It's great for everyone who loves the character to at least the character is still available. Comes available every now and then. I am hoping that a Liyue Chronicle comes around as well, so that I could try my luck again with Baiju. And that's about it. I think I went over everything. I have introduced myself. I have talked about why I'm showing Genshin. I also like Uma Musume. I'll be showing that as well. I have explained like the whole channel stuff. I've yapped about myself a lot. I have talked about my art. I've done everything. Woohoo! I guess all I have to say is just, I don't know. Enjoy the shit that I fucking struggle with. I don't know if I'll put the ending to just be listening to what I had to deal with every 5 minutes for 5 minutes that screwed my whole quest playthrough. This video is nearly 30 minutes long. I need to try to get shorter. But I'm done yapping.
Regretful for not keeping up the tradition.
Well said, traveler.
You're not bad, boy. Against the Fatui, though, you'll need to try harder than that.
You ain't messing around, huh?